Hello and welcome to L'Étape Australia by the Tour de France. I'm Matthew Keenan.
And I'm Amanda Spratt.
And she is a World Championship silver medalist.
And he commentated on the Tour de France.
And this is about bringing the experience of the Tour de France right here to Jindabyne, including this wonderful village in Banjo Paterson Park, where there'll be lots of entertainment, all the things, the support that you need pre and post race. Lots of food will be on offer. You'll definitely need to fuel up and also to recover. For those of you who are doing the race or the ride, you'll be starting and finishing right here in the one spot. And if you're doing the race, you'll get the reward of a 22-kilometre descent at the end to make your way down to the finish line. The first of the waves to roll out will be at 6:30 a.m, but we'll get to more of those details a little bit later on. Amanda, importantly, right here in the village, where it all starts and finishes, the atmosphere is going to be magnificent.
Yes, Matt. Having the start and finish here in Jindabyne is going to create an electric atmosphere. We're going to have the entertainment, the sponsors here, thousands of cyclists there on the start line. There's going to be nerves, excitement, but I say just embrace it. Get ready to go out there. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Make the most of it.
So let's get into some of the details that you'll need to know before you get out on the bike. Now for the all-important start, and Amanda, it's recommended to get there at least 45 minutes before you're scheduled to roll out.
Yeah, I think that just makes you nice and relaxed and not stressed before the start.
Everybody's been allocated a wave on where they will start, which is somewhat being self-regulated. You've chosen how quick you think you might be. The fastest, wave 0. It's from numbers 1 through to 150, and people have been put into this group, Amanda, courtesy of Cycling New South Wales, and it'll be quick. Really quick. The next wave to go is wave 1. So if you're bib number 1000 through to 1999, that's your wave. Next up is wave 2. That's from numbers 2000 through to 2999. It's then wave 3, which is from 3000 through to 3999. It's crucial to be prepared, organised, but also relaxed.
That's right, Matt. And I think the night before, if you don't get a good night's sleep, don't stress. You've done the hours of training, you've put the preparation in. Happens to me as well. It's just part of it. Next bit is the breakfast. For me, I like to eat 1 to 2 hours before and make sure you get some good carbohydrate in. The fueling has already started and you really need to make sure you get to that start line with a full body and you're ready to go.
This is the one time of the year where you can really eat as much as you want. If you're worried about what time you're starting and where you need to be, there's an information booth right here in Banjo Paterson Park. And if you want to ride with one of your friends who's not in your wave, you can go back to a slower wave. But if you want to move forward into a quicker wave, you need to go and see the people at the SOS booth and get approval to be able to do that. The most important thing though is to get there on time, to start and then enjoy the ride or the race. And when you are out on the course, if you need some information, Amanda, I'm sure you'll be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, sure, if you can keep up.
Safety is all important to allow you to be able to enjoy the day, and optimal safety has been provided on this event with fully closed roads, which is extraordinary, Spratty. You don't get that too often. Importantly though, try and stay on the left as much as you can. That allows other faster moving riders to overtake you safely. And it also allows some of the following vehicles, like the Shimano Neutral Service, to make its way through. If you do happen to have a mechanical problem, always stop on the left-hand side of the road safely and indicate to any riders around you that you are stopping. And then Shimano Neutral Service will be on hand to help you out. But it's important as well to make sure you're carrying a repair kit of your own. You need a tube, some tyre levers, and a pump to make sure you are self-sufficient.
And make sure you remember to keep fueling. Make the most of the food and energy zones. Don't be afraid to take a bar on the road with you. And the old rule, make sure you eat before you're hungry. That's going to be really important to get through.
So with all that fuel in the system, you'll be able to perform at your best on the beautiful roads of the Snowy Mountain region. And as good as these roads are, Amanda, every now and then there can be a surprise. A branch can be flicked out onto the road. There could be a pothole. So we really need to look after each other.
Yeah, that's right. Safety is paramount in this event. Don't be afraid to speak up in the bunch. If there is an obstacle, point it out, even say it in the bunch that you're with. As far as sitting in a wheel, give yourself space. You don't know all the riders that you're riding with, so even leaving a meter in front of you is fine. A meter either side is fine as well. The biggest thing in this event is the safety.
And if you are a little unsure, take the cautious option because we want everybody to make it through to the finish line in Jindabyne safely and have a fantastic day.
The sprint wave makes a start. Running number 3 is on.
The first part of the event, whether you're doing the race or the ride, takes you from Jindabyne through to Berrydale. And Amanda, this is a pretty tough start.
It definitely is a tough start, Matt. It's important to measure your effort. It's going to be the first of many challenges to come.
As you reach Berrydale, getting there'll be a couple of twists and turns, some narrower roads, but there'll be lots of marshals and some police along the road as well to make sure everything stays safe. When you do get to Berrydale, this is the first opportunity, Amanda, for the food zone. And early, you might not think you need one, but it'd be a good idea to make the most of it. If you do want to stop in the food zone, you need to go to the right-hand side of the road. If you're going to skip it and looking for a really good time, head to the left-hand side of the road and make your way through. Importantly, at the food zone, there's some key cut-off times. If you're doing the race, you need to exit the food zone by 9:50 a.m. If you're doing the ride, you need to exit that food zone by 11:45 a.m. Amanda, what's your recommendation with this tough start leaving from Jindabyne to Berrydale?
Look, it's a tough start, but you're going to be surrounded by thousands of cyclists. You want to pick a good group that can get you through that first part. And my key tip would still be fueling. You want to make the most of the food zone. You want to keep on top of your hydration as well as another big one. Don't be afraid to stop, fill up your drink bottles because you'll benefit from that later in the day.
The second phase of the event, it is from Berrydale through to the top of the much feared Col de Bolocca. It's a 3.5 kilometre climb, and Amanda, it's all important to get to the bottom as fresh as you possibly can. And in the race for the King of the Mountains, or the Queen of the Mountains, that much coveted polka dot jersey, it is timed from the bottom to the top, that 3.5 kilometre stretch. But Amanda, as one of the best climbers in the world, we're after your tips on how to get up there quickly.
Yeah, I think the Col de Bolocca has become an iconic part of L'Etape Australia. Just like we have Alpe d'Huez in the Tour de France, it's the same with the Col de Bolocca here. I say just get ready to suffer. It's not easy, but we need to embrace it. It's what everyone's worked for, and bring it on, I say. The first kilometre will be tough. It's the steepest part, but measure your effort up there. You know after that it is going to get easier. And then really get ready to punch over the top of that to the energy zone. It's the last hard effort for a little while. You get a little rest after that, but just try to get the best time that you can.
Did you notice the way she started to smile more as she spoke about how hard it is? Spratty's one of the world's best climbers. If she says this is going to be difficult, get ready. As the second phase of the event, this is also the second cut-off period. You need to leave the energy zone if you're doing the race by 11:38 a.m. If you're involved in the ride, you need to leave the energy zone by 1:43 p.m. From the top of the Col de Bolocca, it's onto Barry Way intersection. And Amanda, this is a 12-kilometre drifting downhill descent, which is not one of the most testing physically, but can be one of the more testing parts technically. This is an area of the course where you need to really pay attention. When you get down to the roundabout at the end of that descent, if you're doing the race, off to the left. If you're doing the ride, it's off to the right. There'll be marshals there indicating that you're approaching that intersection with around about 800 metres to go. But this, although it's not physically demanding, Amanda, is a really important part.
It definitely is. And as the saying goes, the race won't be won here, but it can be lost. So safety first here. Wash off a little bit of speed, get through that safely, and then get on with the job.
For those of you doing the ride from Barry Way intersection, you're almost there. Jindabyne awaits, and Amanda, the all-important finish line.
Yeah, this is the best bit. You've done the hard work. You've got to the finish line. Soak up that atmosphere. It's an incredible achievement.
When I was a kid going out for a bike ride, I'd go across any finish line. I'd pretend that I'd won. Maybe that was me. You did it for real. Either way, I'll be waiting for you in Jindabyne to cheer you across as you finish the ride. For those of you doing the race, once you're through the Barry Way intersection, it's time to get serious. We're heading to the base of the Col de Kosciuszko. Spratty, don't get too excited. This is a 22-kilometre climb. The best in the world would be on this climb for around about 1 hour. So, as one of the best, What are your tips for everybody to be able to get up here as quickly as they can?
Yeah, I have to say, Matt, this is the stuff my dreams are made of. But there are some key tips that I can give you to help you get up that climb as best as possible. Pick a good gear. You don't want to be over geared. You want to save your legs a little bit, especially in that first part. Don't be afraid to stop at those food and energy zones. It's going to be a long climb and you are using a lot of energy. Stop at the bottom, stop in the middle, stop at the top. That will really help you to get through the climb as a whole and also to split it up mentally in your head.
As Amanda alluded to, make the most of the food zone at the bottom and then the energy zone, which comes 7 kilometres away from the top. By the time you get there on the climb, you've already been ascending for 15 kilometres, so lots of calories will be burnt. And then there is the food zone right at the very top of the climb. Importantly, you need to be exiting that food zone by just after 4 o'clock, 4:01 p.m. So you'll have plenty of time to make it up there if you've made it out of the exit from the bottom. But this is a long climb. Settle into your rhythm, get to the top, and then you've got the reward of the big descent back down to Jindabyne. After you've made the most of the food zone and you've refueled, ready for the descent, enjoy the views from the top of the Col de Kosciuszko. It's been worth it, given you've climbed and worked so hard to get there. On the way down, be sure to ride within your limitations. There's no prizes for the fastest descender. On the way down, riders coming up and descending will be separated by witches' hats. They're spread out on the straighter sections. They're more tightly packed together as you make your way through the corners. As you're heading towards Jindabyne itself, there is a Tina section, and that will be managed by the New South Wales Police, and there'll be lots of marshals to make that corner safe to indicate exactly where you need to go. From the top to Jindabyne, it's 33 kilometres. All the hard work is done. Enjoy it as you make your way through to the finish line, and I'll be waiting there for you. Spready, I know you've won loads of races, but there's also been plenty that you haven't won, yet still really proud of your performance.
Yeah, definitely, Matt. I think when I cross the finish line, a lot of the time I think about all the hard work and effort that I put into an event. And when I have that feeling, I know how proud I can be of that achievement, whether it's first place, 50th, further down the list, it doesn't matter. You know you've really done something special on that day. So I think as you're crossing that finish line in L'Etape Australia, you should be really proud of that achievement. Get your L'Etape Australia medal and be ready to celebrate in the village with your family and friends.
Enjoy the moment as you do go across the finish line. As Amanda said, then go and collect the medal and join us in the village at Banjo Patterson Park. Well, that's all the information we can share with you ahead of actually doing the event itself. Now it's time, Amanda, to get out there and enjoy the ride, embrace it. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be rewarding as well.
Absolutely, Matt. And I say, bring it on.
Good luck. I'll see you at the finish line.